And we're live. We're live on Meerkat, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, Google Hangout. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron, one of the middle class millionaires, here presenting you yet again with another ABC 123 Business Mindset Training. This week, we discuss the ABC of overseer, slave, and master. And today is Friday, so that means that we are wrapping it up. Quick overview. We talked about the overseer. This is the person who helping somebody else achieve their dream. They get the title of boss, but they just supervisor or manager. This is not their dream. They helping someone else get their dream. They just the person who overlooked the employees is helping the person, helping the master get their dream. Which brings us to the slave. The slave is that person who's at the bottom of the totem pole. They're working, probably hourly wage. They're sitting there and they feel underappreciated at every turn they take when they working, right? And then you have the master. The master is the real boss. It's the owner of the company. That's what all us trying to do, own our own, be our own. And this is the person who have other people working for him or her, and that's who the master is. Or you could do what we're doing now, where we're trying to say we're mastering what we're going to master our own business. If you're a solopreneur, you need to be the master. If you going to work and be like, I get whatever you want to be, you got to master that skill in order to get to get where you want to get, right? So what we talking about here, you got to acquire the knowledge or skill in that area. But tonight, we yet again take another turn of where we're going to go. So tonight, we're going to go, you know how we need a 1, 2, 3 for every A, B, and C. If you missed it, we talked about the 1, 2, 3 of an overseer. You're being watched constantly and more, because you get the power to fire people. So, of course, someone is watching over you. You right on deck to be fired as well. So you might get higher pay, but some disadvantage to being the overseer, the supervisor or manager, whatever you want to call it. Um, you become more invested in the company goals, the company that you're working for. You become more invested in their goals and not your own. So that becomes an issue when you are the manager or the supervisor. And number three for that was sometimes you think you are the master when you're not, when you're the supervisor. You thinking you run the whole show, you thinking that they can't operate without you, but nevertheless, they not as loyal to you as you are to them. So thinking that is your show, your shop, guess what? You could be cut too. Like I told you, you're already on deck to be fired when you become the manager slash overseer. Now we talked about the 1, 2, 3 about being the regular employee, which we call the slave position. You have that employee mentality, and we were talking about it on yesterday that you need to get your mind right to break free from the employee mentality and get that master mentality to move on to your next step, to move on to achieving your dreams. And we said the 3 ways to break free. I'm looking at my notes, if you see me looking off to the side, it's you know, how can you break free? This is master mentality. You want to leverage what you have to get to the next level. So guess what? Taking breaks and vacations when you feel, because if you're a regular employee, if you're in a slave position of employee, guess what? You need to put in a leave slip. They need to approve it. You could get told yes or no. Believe me, I've had this feeling, and it was a sickening feeling to go on vacation, get told I gotta be back for the opening of summer school. That I had to be back for at least the first day. To come back, I had to fly back from Florida back to Baltimore, go to work, and then get back on the plane to meet up with the family. My family didn't like it. I didn't like it because they said what? They dangled it over me and said, "Oh, you won't have no job if you're not here the first day." So I said no more. I taking vacations and breaks when I feel. Uh, that's a symbol of being free, right? Another way to break free is Carve out time for each member in your family. No matter what it takes, you gotta give everybody their one-on-one time. Your wife, your children. If you want to fit your mother or your father in there, you gotta fit them into the rotation too. You should always carve out that time, and even carving out time for yourself. That means if it helps you to hang around your friends, if you feel rejuvenated by hanging with your friends, go do that, right? Go and hang with your friends. We supposed to hang together tomorrow. Like my sister get married tomorrow, but I supposed to hang out with my friends after the wedding to watch the fight. But John Jones ain't fighting now because he want to be using steroids and all that other stuff. He's exciting to see fight, but cocaine and steroids, hey, that's another story. So number three, set up your boundaries and keep them. When you're setting up these times with your family, you're setting up these times with everybody else, when you're carving out time for your business and carving out time to take your relaxation, set up those boundaries, and guess what? You better stick to them. Set those boundaries and keep them. I allocate sometime Monday through Friday that I will do a live stream. I will participate in one of the live streams to bring the ABC 123 and our Wednesday night study hall, which involving the Eric Ward book GoPro. Which brings me to where we are tonight with Master. Reading the GoPro book, reading it yet again, listening to the audio made me want to take a turn for what we're doing for Master tonight. So when we talk about Master, I put down Master in business, and then I was also talking about mastering networking. If you're going to be the master of your business, if you're going to one day own your business and have it be profitable and have it going and going and going, you need to master networking. You need to master networking because you're going to need some resources. You're going to need some connections. So master networking in business. Network, network, network. Like how real estate people say location, location, location. When you're talking about business, you need network, 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 right? And when you're networking, here's the number one clue for you right here. It's right here in this book. It's 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. A professional, right? Not an amateur, but a professional. So with that being said, let's get into network, 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 master in business. So master was our letter C, and here's the 1, 2, 3 to being a master at networking for your business, right? Here's the 1, 2, 3. Number 1, you want to do research and you want to target folks. How do you do that? It's events all over the place, and I'm sure it's local events local to you. What's that app? The app Meetup. You have Meetup, you have Facebook groups, you have local groups that are doing what you're doing, no matter what your field is. If you're a teacher, teachers meet up all the time, right? Daycare providers, we meet up all the time at trainings. If you're in real estate, it's a real estate club. For anything you like to do. If you're a foodie, if you like me, you like to go around to all the restaurants, it's a group for that. You want to get in those places. You want to find out who's going to be there. Now, if you're at a real live event that's structured with a structured training event, guess what? Research the speakers, research the company they're coming from, and you target them if you think that's who you want to connect with. So you're going to sit in there, you're going to sit inside their session. You know about them because you already did the research on them. Then you go up to them afterwards and you network with them. You need to learn how to get some networking tips. Look in the book. They hiding secrets in these books. So go to the events, meet some like-minded individuals. Research the speakers, research the people who run it, research the people in charge. Connect with them. Get you on their mind. Where if they do an event that, hey, who do I know that does childcare? Oh, I know Mr. Aaron does that. Let me give him a call. I mean, it happens all the time with my friends and friends of friends. Don't you got a buddy to do that? Yes. Boom. Now people are like, I'm trying to get that same way with my internet affiliate marketing stuff, trying to do child education and adult education, because guess what? Education seems to be costing more and more. So not only do I want to educate the children at a young age, while the child is young, I also want to educate the parents on how to make some of this money online. That's what I'm doing for my children. That's my desire to do for the others that come in contact with me for their children. Because my daughter's in private school, my son is in private school, and another son is only a month old, but I'm sure he's looking to go to private school. So guess what? I need to network with some people, because networking, guess what? My mother had a network connection. Why not get my daughter a scholarship at one of these private schools? So there you go. You got to network. So you research, you target folks, you go to their events, you find out what they're into. With the young boy Caleb Maddox, the young guy Caleb Maddox, 14 years old, owner of a six-figure a year company. He gets $10,000 to go speak at companies per session. He gets $10,000 to come out for an hour, a half an hour to an hour, to motivate sales companies. He's 14 years old. He said when he met up with his mentor, the guy, the other Kevin, the first Kevin on Shark Tank, one of the original Sharks, the guy as seen on TV, the as seen on TV guy. When Caleb met up with him, he found out, oh, he goes to this Starbucks. Oh, he always ordered this at this Starbucks. So Caleb went there before he met with him, got his favorite thing, and when Kevin showed up at the Starbucks, that's how Caleb met him. He's standing outside. I was waiting for you, Mr. Kevin. This is your normal order here at the Starbucks. I'm Caleb Maddox, blah, blah, blah. He went into his elevator pitch probably. He probably went to an elevator pitch. And then a 14-year-old kid has a big time name in his Rolodex that reaches out to him. It went from Kevin to then now he's with Grant Cardone, Eric Thomas, Gary Vaynerchuk. He has all these contacts. He's 14. He's doing what we should be doing as adults, right? So that was number one. Research and target. Research and target. Research and target is number one. That's one skill. Researching and target is one skill. Research who you're going to come in contact with, especially the ones you want to be in contact with. You target them, you learn more. That's what Google, Facebook, you can internet stalk them and get all the information you want, right? It's so easy to get accessible to the people that you want nowadays. Facebook requests, LinkedIn requests, any kind of way, right? So number two is listen and ask questions. Now, one of the guys who mentored me, he always say, be an A student and a C teacher. A student, C teacher, right? If you're an A student and a C teacher, guess what? You're going to listen. You're going to ask questions. You're going to take adequate notes. You're going to take some notes with meaning, not this random stuff. You're going to take notes that have meaning, stuff that's going to be specific to you and help you learn and advance in your own business. So that's number two. When you listen, you ask questions, you take good notes, and then before you leave the presence of that person, remember, we want to get their contact information so we can do what? Grant Cardone talk about it all the time. Follow up. And with that being said, that's number three. Number three is follow up. So number one, research and target. Number one, to being a master at business is you must network for your business. And that's, you want to research and target. That's number one. Research people, target people, get the connection that you're looking for, right? So that's part of networking. Now, networking. So you go to events, you find these people, you get yourself inside their head, right? So number two, you want to listen, ask questions, take adequate notes so you can follow up. So number one was research and target. Number two was listen and ask questions. And number three is follow up. I can't remember the name of that thing that Grant Cardone said. He said the fortune in the follow up. I can't remember what Grant Cardone said on that, but I definitely have a lot of his tapes and other materials about the follow up. So the follow up is real easy. You go to these events, you go to these meetups, or you go to live event, or you go to mandatory trainings for whatever it is you do. Guess what? Collect those business cards. Get the info from the people when they have, like, when you go to certain trainings, they have their slideshow presentation, and then they have a contact me page. Write that stuff down and follow up. Get that email. They say anybody who email me at this email address will get this PowerPoint presentation directly sent to them. You better go do it. You need to go do it. You owe it to yourself. So follow up. That's collecting business cards and other info so you can follow up like a pro. Mr. Aaron, how do we follow up like a pro? Network marketing professional, Eric Worre. Be a professional. Learn. Go get these rules. Go get some of these guidelines on how to be a network marketing professional. You don't need to have a company. You don't need to be in a network marketing company. You're selling yourself every time. Every time you're selling yourself. So no matter if you're in a network marketing company or not, you still should be reading this right here. Is people always talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and what's that? The Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich. Eric Worre GoPro book, 7 Steps to Become a Network Marketing Professional. So no matter if you work in a 9 to 5, or no matter if you have your own company, no matter where you fall on how you getting your income, you need to be a professional networker if you're planning on advancing in it. And that brings me to the bonus, right? Before I give you the bonus, let me go ahead and review it one more time. Number one, you need to research and target the contacts you're trying to make. If you have specific contacts, you want to target them, find out where they're going to be. If they're hosting an event, if they're in an event, if they're going to be a key speaker at an event that you know of, go get to it. Get the one-on-one time, face-to-face time with that person that you're targeting, right? And find out what they like so you can make sure they reach out to you. I mean, when I met Dr. Cornell West, I know that he's a fan of African art, and his wife is a fan of African art. His father was an alpha. I'm an alpha. He's an alpha. He became an alpha in 1995 after his father had passed. I learned all that stuff before I met him, so now I could email Cornell West, right? Brought him back to Baltimore. He came to my school at Bowie State, and then he came back again and went to Morgan State. Yes, I got to meet back up with him. He's not listed in the phone book. His address not listed online. But I have his address because we had to mail the African art to his house. So that's just some little things when you come to network. I didn't even know I was networking properly at that time in my life, right? So, number one, research and target. Number two, listen and ask questions. Number three, follow up. And this is your bonus. Listen up. This is the bonus. Make sure you networking to today's standard as well. Operate in the time in which you are in. I don't care if you're 44. I don't care if you're 74, 84. I don't care if you're 14 like Caleb Maddox. Guess what? Utilize what you have in your time. So if you're seeing this 50 years from now, operate in the time that you are in. We have YouTube, we have Google Plus, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, Snapchat. Learn all of them. Don't play around. Learn them all. I'm struggling learning Snapchat. I can tell you that right now. I I got my Instagram account going. I need to be steady on there. Snapchat, I could just do it. I could do one right now and send it out, right? So you got to master your Snapchat. You got to get on these new technologies. Google Plus, what's that? Meerkat, Periscope, all this stuff. You need to be able to use it. Don't just sit on it. Facebook Live. You need to go ahead and move on it, right? So that's your bonus. Making sure that when you're thinking about networking, network for the time that we're in. Network for the time we're in. Postcards. Yeah, people still using and doing postcards and they're doing well. That's great. But I hope they're connecting with these folks on these other platforms, build that following. Not only that, not only that, you can use the old school methods, but also go with you gotta also be new school. So one of those network professionals, this is the second bonus for you. You get a bonus on top of the bonus. If you connect with someone in the modern time through the social media, guess what? Step back, connect with them on the phone, talk with them, voice to voice, do the video chat, take them off of the platform which they found you that is text only, and get face to face time. So, one last review before I go. This is it. Research and target, listen to ask questions, follow up, network in today's standards. And then when you meet somebody, if you do it to today's standards through some kind of text form or one of these social media platforms, get with them on the phone, find a way that you could stay in touch until you can meet face to face. So there you have it, folks. I'm Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron, one of your middle class millionaires, encouraging you to be confident, be smart, be fruitful, and multiply. Then when you start, you don't stop. You have to be consistent until you achieve your goals. Good night. Good morning. See you on the next call. See you next week. See you on Monday for the introduction of the new ABC 123 Business Mindset Training. Thank you. God bless. Good night. They said, who's the master? Show enough.